Okay, everyone, this is a retro first issue review, which is a little bit different than my normal first issue reviews where I review newer comics. This is where I review the first issue of an older title, or a miniseries, or a one-shot. And usually the only the parameters in here is that it needs to be at least about a year or two older than current. Which this book is here, Dazzler #1, definitely fits in that parameters. This is not Dazzler's first appearance though. This is just her first issue. So I think she first appeared in X-Men, some issue, and then she also appeared in Spider-Man before this appearance. So this is probably like her third or fourth appearance. I'm not 100% sure. This is first of all I want to talk about the cover. I always like talking about the cover first. I really like this cover. I just like the color. I just like the color scheme of it, like the blues and the white. And yeah, it just looks cool. Like I love the shine on Dazzler's costume, even though her costume is very ridiculous and very 70s and doesn't translate very well, but whatever. I like the colors and the bubbles. Like I like the yellow behind Spider-Man, the green behind Iron Man. I feel like they picked some pretty decent colors to kind of be background colors of the characters. The name title is pretty cool. It's got that little Dazzler font to it. It looks very disco-fied, which is what they're aiming for. So let's go ahead and get to the book. As you can see, it's a 19. Oh, it's actually 1981. I thought it was a little bit. I thought it was in the 70s. It's in the 80s. But anyway, we got John Romero Jr. is the penciler, so he's basically the artist. You got Jim Shooter, editor-in-chief. Some other names I'm not too familiar with, but yeah. I mean, so art-wise, it looks great. It's got that classic John Romero Jr. art. Lots of colors. Very kind of cut and dry. Does a very good job of capturing like the urban look of the bad guys and stuff. Like I don't know if you can see this detail here, but just the pick in that guy's hair is just a great little detail that a lot of times you kind of don't see in comics. As you can see, Spider-Man guest stars in this issue. This comic actually has a lot of guest stars. I mean, I don't want to I guess I don't want to spoil it to it, even though it's like a 30-year-old book, but there's definitely a lot of big shot Marvel characters that pop up in this issue. Because she's kind of like a superstar, so she meets a lot of people. Let's get into the story. The story is kind of whatever. It's okay. It's nothing like special. It's just kind of like a girl down her luck kind of thing, trying to be a star, also trying to deal with being a mutant. So, I do want to point out that there's some really good narration. I really enjoyed the narration, like like narration bubbles. Let's see if I can find one for you. Yeah, like this one's pretty good. Let's see if I can zoom in on it for you guys to read. I'm not gonna read it, but yeah, you guys can read that. I really like how descriptive the writer is with describing the scenes and his choice of words. He's very he just has a really good choice of words. It's very metaphoric and stuff, and I appreciate that. You don't see that quite as often in books that much anymore, especially narrations. It's usually in dialogue, but the dialogue itself is not that great. A lot of it's kind of sappy and falls flat, and a lot of it, there's a lot of slang in this book, like 70s, slang that just doesn't really translate to current readers. And I mean, I know this book was made in the back in the day, so that's to be expected. But that's the problem with making a book like this, that's part of a fad or part of a trend, is that you kind of have to use the lingo of the trend. So like they probably knew back then that a lot of this lingo wasn't going to translate, 20 years from now. But anyway, so the dialogue feels a little cheesy. Like there's a part right here, let's see, where she's talking about how she must have finished off the last of the peanut butter. All she has left is a half a cantaloupe and a box of crackers. It's just the whole word bubble just kind of feels weird to me and not very it doesn't feel like something somebody would actually say when they open the refrigerator. Yeah, so let's see. The only other category I have left, I don't know. I think I covered all my major categories I usually go over: art, dialogue, story. Yeah, pretty much covered it all. So yeah, this Dazzler #1. It's a okay book. It if you like, it's a cool little female character that doesn't get quite as much attention as she should. She hasn't really appeared a whole lot in mainstream Marvel outside of like this time period. But yeah, she's a cool character. Her power is kind of like lackluster, but her personality and like kind of wit is what makes her interesting. So if you like strong female leads, check out Dazzler. It's a pretty good book. Just check it out.